Oh, welcome to Thursday, May 4th, 2020, page 194. And we're going to get right into it. So the first word is the word rub. What's the word? Okay, right. The word rub to brush up against or to massage against, right? To stroke, to pat. I'm sorry, to excuse me, right, to pat or to polish, to clean or to wipe, right? We rub our eyes when they're itchy, right? We rub something that hurts, we massage it, okay? We stroke something, right? We pat it, we polish it if we're cleaning something. That's what rub means, okay? An expression when someone gets on your nerves or you don't, right? They rub you the wrong way. Rub. R-U-B. Rub. I know a lot of you must be saying, that's an easy word, Mr. Modell. And you're right. R-U-B. Rub. But there's got to be a reason. The next word is the word rubber. What's the word? Excellent, rubber. And the way rubber got its name was very, very simple. They used material from a rubber tree. Now, of course, it's this sticky kind of squishy material, but when people started to use it in certain items, it was a verb. This is a rubber. An eraser was called a rubber. Okay, see, to rub it out. Okay, anyway, rubber, that's the material, and when something's rubbery, you could describe it as it's squishy, it's chewy, it's bouncy like a ball, basketball. It's elastic, it's flexible, it's stretchy. If it's in the water, the rubber, it's buoyant or it's floatable, right? Okay, so rubber, let's go. Rubber, rubber. Oh, that's why I did it. First syllable, rub. Second syllable, burr. Rubber. How do we mark this up? Underline the and again, notice that we divide the syllable by the double consonant. So going back to the word rub, one syllable, one vowel, one consonant at the end. That's the 1-1-1 rule. And that is rule 11. Okay, what do we do with rub and rubber? And again, notice you double me when any suffix ends with a vowel. Rub, rubbing, rubbed, rubber. Okay? Double me. The next word is the word is the word magazine. What's the word? Excellent. Magazine. So we all know people like to read their magazines, right? It's sort of like a journal or a publication. An issue. What issue of the magazine are you reading? Like a booklet or a manual or a pamphlet. However, there is one other way to use the word magazine, and it actually makes sense with the etymology that you're going to look up. Both definitions. A magazine is to hold or to store something. Okay, so for example, a police officer who has a weapon, they have that little cartridge with the ammunition inside of it. That's called a magazine. And you're going to see the etymology actually comes from Arabic, magazine, okay? Which means, if I'm remembering, I mean, you have to look it up to make sure. I think it means like a storehouse where you store things, okay? That was the way it was pronounced back in the old days, and then it eventually evolved from Arabic into French, I believe. Okay, but anyway, magazine. Okay, so we could use it more than one way. Let's go. Zine. Sorry. For the E, we're going to use the I. Magazine. So let's go. Magazine. Magazine. All right, so how do... excuse me. We have one thing to mark up. Think about it. Third sound. Excellent. Magazine. And again, the I says E. I believe that it eventually, because it moved from Arabic to French. That's why that I is in there. So we can use it more than one way. Oh, I'm sorry. How do we mark this up? Underline the silent E twice. Job number 5. Party crasher. Okay. You can use it more than one way. It is a homograph. Okay. The next word, we're going to jump around a little bit. Oh no, we are not going to. What are we going to do? Yeah, we are going to jump around. Number 5 is the word dignify. What's the word? Exactly, dignify. To dignify something is to honor it. Okay, to dignify the event, she saluted the soldier. Okay, to bring honor to or pride, to dignify, right? There's a certain grace. Dignify. Let's go. Dignify. Dignify. That's number 5. Remember, English words don't end with I. Sorry. Dignify. Dignify. Okay, so how do we, excuse me, how do we mark this up? Excellent. Third sound. English words don't end with I. That is rule 6. Now, when someone is able to dignify something, like they walk into a room, they bring classiness to it, we describe them as dignified. Classy, refined, proud, majestic, regal. These are very, very strong, powerful words which describe dignified. A lion, its mane makes it appear to be very dignified. Okay, dignified. The ballet dancer, the way she moves or he moves, very dignified, classy, refined. Okay, so just say dignified and write it. We change the Y to an I. So let's go. Dignified. Dignified. Don't forget to dot your I's. Let's underline, change the Y to an I, underline the I, the E twice, and the D twice. Okay, so when we change the Y to an I, that is rule 15. And what do we do with these 2 words? Excellent. And there are many, many people who we know are very, very dignified. They dignify any situation in their lives. Okay, now when you have that kind of classiness, when you're very refined, when you honor things, right? When you dignify them, you have dignity. Okay? Dignity, is pride, it's being proud, self-respect, right? Respectable, respectability, honor, class, grace, okay? Virtue, that's certainly something that we have dignity with something that we've done with our lives that is important. Dignity, let's go. Dignity. Dignity. All right, so let's go. Dignity. Dignity. All right, that G should be a little bit better. What do we do with dignify and dignity? Exactly, half brace. Okay. Sometimes Mr. Modell will say, "Where's your dignity?" What did he flush it down the toilet, right? You have to hold on to your dignity. It has to be earned. But it also has to be worked for and kept. All right, so the next word is an old spelling word. It's the word just. What's the word? Excellent, just. And we're going to skip down to number 8. Just can mean when something, when we think something is fair or being open-minded or right or moral or ethical, like a code of ethics. This is how you should deal with this situation. Make sure it's fair, make sure it's just. But there's another way that we can use the word just. All right? I just love your work. I totally love your work. I mean, that's just great. It's like exact or entirely, right? Just. Let's go. Just. It's just that I don't know what to do. I totally don't know what to do. Just. All right, so we can use it more than one way. You got it. It is a homograph, and you will be writing sentences for these homographs. All right. Now, let's go skip down to number 9. It's the word justice, old spelling word, okay? When a sense of fairness, a sense of right and wrong, a moral, okay? But there's another way to use the word justice. That's correct. It is like a judge, like a justice of the peace. The Supreme Court justice had to come up with a ruling for this important case. Justice. Okay, so let's go. Just is. Justice. Okay, so first syllable, just. Second syllable, is. Okay, so how do we mark this up? Underline the C and the silent E twice. Job number 3, but rule 2, and we could just put a little arrow over there. We could use it more than one way. It is a homograph. What do we do with these two words? Good, brace. Now go back to the word just, and we have the word justify. Excuse me, justify. What's the word? Excellent. And to justify is to explain. How do you justify your answer? What's your explanation? Okay? To account for something, justify that choice. Explain, again, how do you account for making that choice? Sometimes in the negative, it could be people making excuses or trying to rationalize it. You're able to justify your behavior? Being so mean to your friend? Okay? Justify. Remember, English words don't end with I. Justify. Justify. So let's go. Justify. Justify. Okay, so how do we mark this up? Think about it. Third sound. Excellent. English words don't end with I. That's rule 6. Excellent job. Right over here. And what do we do with justify and just? Excellent. Half brace. And again, think about it with the word just, right? When you say, that's just great. Sometimes people say it sarcastically, yeah, that's just great, right? But it meaning totally or exactly or entirely. Again, justify. This is your entire explanation for something. All right. So the next word, number 10, is the word scrub. What's the word? Yes, scrub. Okay, so for example, when you wash or you clean or you scour something, you swab it, you cleanse it, you rinse it, or you wipe it, you have to scrub it down, okay, when something is dirty. Okay, so scrub. And there's also the sarcastic one, like sort of a no-good loser, or, what a scrub, what a nobody, scrub. Okay, and yes, in the nursing, in the medical field rather, that people do wear their scrubs, but we're leaving off the S for right now, okay? But you can do something with that if you wanted to. Okay, scrubs. Scrub, let's go. Scrub. Scrub. Let's go. Scrub. Scrub. All right. Now, we're going to put it in the past. It's the word scrubbed. It's a one-syllable word with one vowel and one consonant. Scrubbed. Let's go. Scrubbed. Scrubbed. Okay, so let's go. Scrubbed. We have two things to mark up. We underline the second B twice and the D second sound because we don't say scrubbed. It's just scrubbed. Okay? So we have one syllable, one vowel in scrub, one consonant at the end. That's the 1-1-1 rule. That is rule 11. Rule 11. What do we do with scrub and scrubbed? Great. All right. All right, so the next word is the word terrific. What's the word? Yeah, something that's fantastic, amazing, outstanding, stupendous, spectacular is terrific. But it's amazing where this word comes from. Terrific. 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 So let's go. Terrific. Terrific. So how do we mark this up? Excellent. Underline the Okay, now the word terrific, believe it or not, comes from the word terrible. And the word terrible, of course we know, has a very negative meaning. All right? And it came from terror. Okay? Terrible. But let's do this first and let's try to explain it. Okay? Terrible. Terrible, which we had as an old spelling word. Terrible. Terrible. Cross your T. So we don't say terrible, we say terrible. So how do we mark this up? You got it. First sound, underline the silent E twice. Job number 4, every syllable has to have at least one vowel. What do we do with these two words? Brace. you'll still sometimes hear somebody use the word terrific in a somewhat negative sense. Oh, I had a terrific headache, meaning a huge, annoying, horrible headache, right? What what a terrific blow that was, that they lost the game. They'll use it like that instead of saying the word terrible. All right, so it is quite fascinating. And I think I have a video from a couple of years ago which really explains it. There are a couple of words that they explain that have that have the same. They have both a positive and negative definition, but how it evolved and changed. It's very, very well done. It's worth watching. I'm going to see if I can find it. Terrible, terrible, terrific, terrific. Scrubbed. Scrub. Justice, justice. Just. Justified, justify. Dignified, dignified, dignified. Sometimes you'll hear people say, I'm not going to dignify that with any kind of response. Dignity, dignity. Magazine, magazine. Rubber, rubber. Rub, rub.